coming into the game, we had tremendous respect for Weber State. You watch them play on film, and it becomes apparent that their front court is a high major front court in terms of their size. Bluiett I should say, is a guy that dealt with double teams all year. He showed his athleticism in the first 2 minutes of the game on the baseline dunk, and our ability to really keep him in check for the most part, assert our will on the glass, to out-rebound a team by 16 in an NCAA tournament game isn't easy to do. And then the other thing that was really, really important coming into this game was being able to chase Jeremy Singlin, not let him catch off staggers a la Reggie Miller. And this guy to my left, Remy Abell, did a tremendous job. I don't know if Singlin worked harder in his career to get 7 points than he did tonight. But you don't do that without great effort. And I'm really proud of this team. Our seniors especially really stepped up. James Farr to have 15 rebounds in a tournament game, and like I said before, Remy's ability to chase defensively was tremendous. Very fortunate, excited to move on.
Start right here.
Remy, about that defense, Jeremy Singlin averaged about 18 points coming in and was held to 7. You always draw the top player as Xavier's best defender on the ball. Talk about your approach tonight and how key that was to really keep him in check.
Yeah, like Coach said, they did a great job preparing us and preparing us to play them. And like I said, I just want to stay focused, stay locked in. Obviously, he's a great player. He averages 18. And like I said, I just want to make it tough on him. And even though I was guarding him, this is a team effort defense. So, my teammates did a great job. If I had a lapse of, letting them drive, James made a big block. So, like I said, yeah.
Continue.
James, monster night for you. You played like a senior that didn't want to go home. Will you talk about kind of your mindset heading into this game and how you were able to exploit some opportunities there close to the basket?
Well, I think you said it perfectly. I didn't want to go home. I just wanted to be able to set the tone and have my teammates be ready to set the tone for the first game of a tournament for us. We're glad to get this win, but we know we're nowhere near our goal, and we just want to keep getting better every game.
Front row, gentlemen.
Question for all of you. Curious how Weber State compares to teams that you've played in the Big East, just on all levels.
We'll have Jalen answer first and Trevon second.
I would say boxing now, they kind of compares to Villanova in a way. Obviously, Bluiett, being in that paint is a big presence, and we want to make sure we keep him off the glass and to the best of our ability, and that's what we did tonight.
They're a pretty good team. If they were in our conference, they could probably compete with, every team in our conference. They got two really good guys in Singlin and Bluiett, and, they're pretty physical, and I think they, fit well in the league.
On the aisle.
Everybody can answer this question except for Jalen. Who wins a dunk contest, Jalen Reynolds or the Incredible Hulk?
All right, we're going to go Remy, Trevon, and James in that order.
Man, I would have to go with Jalen. I've never seen him dunk Incredible Hulk. So, yeah, Jay, I got you.
Yeah, being a good teammate, I'm going to have to go with Jalen, too. So, if Incredible Hulk could dunk, that'd probably be impressive. I want to see it from my own eyes.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to piggyback off those two and say Jalen. He might be mad at me for a week if I don't choose him, so I'll choose Jalen.
Right here.
How locked in were you guys in today to what your own planning was? And I asked that because there was a big upset, a 2-15 on the same court earlier today. Did you know about that heading into this game?
Yeah, we watched the game earlier, and we saw that, so, that kind of made us, want to be even more locked in just because those type of games can happen. And, we kind of changed our defensive strategies a little bit, so we had to be, even more locked into that. So I think we were pretty, focused.
Stay.
Jalen, every time they came within 7, you guys had an answer, whether it was a jumper or one of your dunks. Can you talk about that and be able to really kind of stave off anything closer than that gap of 7 points?
We just want to just keep getting stops and stop trading baskets. Them obviously getting the ball inside was our biggest deal. Obviously, we want to trap that and not let him go one-on-one or get any easy buckets. But yeah, they kept going 7 points, so we just want to get stops and keep answering back and making shots tonight.
On the aisle here.
One of your defining traits all year has been your ability to get to the free throw line. Today you only had 4 free throw attempts, but you still were able to win. Is that something that, like, going into the Wisconsin game, you're going to need to be more aggressive attacking the basket, or do you just think it was just one of those days you weren't getting the calls?
Chris, you want to take that one?
I would just say that a lot of that had to do with Weber State. They don't get extended at all. You know, on ball screen situations, it might be the only team on a pick and roll that defensively doesn't involve a third player. You know, that's why we had the ability at times to get all the way into the lane. We missed a few floaters from 3 or 4 feet with our guards, but our bigs, for a majority of the time, were able to get behind the roll man. So in answering your question, it's a very difficult team to put fouls on because, again, they don't get very extended. They play soft on the perimeter. We got to the bonus earlier in the second half than we did in the first half, but yet all the buckets that we seemed to score were either step-in threes or layups at the rim where we didn't get fouled. So I don't think we were unaggressive in any way, shape, or form. We're going to continue to play the same way offensively. And, you know, you've got to you dictate a little bit by how defensively they play you, and that was what they chose to do and how they've done it all year, and that's why they've been a pretty good daggone defensive team.
Back over here.
Chris, did you have a chance to watch any of that first game, and do you have any preliminary thoughts on Wisconsin?
I only watched maybe a couple minutes when I walked out of the tunnel. There's no need for me to watch the game until we advance. So I don't want to get caught up in, you know, watching styles of play or plays. We had our own focus with Weber State. I think Trey hit the nail on the head when he said we made a few defensive adjustments. We trapped the post, which we rarely do. We had Trey and Kaiser jumping out on ball screens. They've switched all year. I was really proud of these guys for being able to make the adjustments that we felt like we needed to make in order to win the game. But no, I didn't watch any of the game.
All the way back on the right, standing. Thank you.
Chris, I'm just curious, when you saw Michigan State fall on this 2 seed like you guys, how did you use that? Did you remind your players that this is something that can happen, or did you even mention it at all before your game?
They're pretty smart guys. I don't think I have to mention that the 2 seed lost. They watch the games. It's why people tune in, to the NCAA tournament, because upsets happen all the time. But I felt like our team, from the very minute we drew Weber State to the moment we watched tape on their personnel, to the moment we went over their actions, there wasn't a guy that was yawning, that wasn't paying attention. That's how this group's been all year. And so I didn't necessarily worry about a letdown. I did worry about Weber State playing at a high level because they won 3 games in 3 days. They're the best team in their conference. They had won 26 games coming into the year, or coming into the tournament. So that was our only focus. We can't control anybody else that wins or loses, and we're just very, very happy that we're advancing.